Hey guys, it's Lindsay with the Rockwell Group and EXP here today again with John Davis. And we're going to be giving you guys some tips for preparing to sell your home. So if you guys like this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that little bell button and get notifications for any future videos that are upcoming. So let's start off with number one today.
It's really important to know what you're starting with. So it's important to consult a licensed realtor. All of us at the Rockwell Group are licensed with the National Association of Realtors. We can help you along this process. By consulting with a realtor early on, you're gonna maybe invite them out to do a walkthrough of your property, get an idea of what you're starting with, what's your home possibly worth in its present condition, and most importantly in today's market. Markets can change. Your home may be perfect, ready to go on the market today. It may need a few things to really make it shine when we do put it on the market. And we can provide you with that information so you can save time and money by not doing things that maybe are unnecessary.
And if you're wondering about kind of what that process looks like, check out our other video on this channel on questions to ask your realtor. That one's a really good one. And you definitely always want to go with a licensed professional. It's one of the biggest, things that we reiterate all the time. And secondly, one of the other things to prepare your home to sell is, just identify those super tiny little repairs and make sure to rectify those problems, right? Like, sometimes they can be big issues, they can be small issues. Either way, when your buyers are walking through, they're gonna start seeing things. And if you can get past some of those little things, then, you spend a couple bucks doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. They can be very minor. They can, at times, if they're maybe a larger concern, it's nice to not get blindsided. It's nice to walk through with a professional. Some of our sellers even do a home inspection beforehand. They get everything outlined by a licensed professional home inspector. They can address the major things or provide that home inspection when they go to list the home, so that buyers are wow, this person is that confident in the condition of their home. It makes me feel more comfortable with that home.
Yeah.
And also it then helps you identify those things that may be really critical or may be very minor that at least you're aware of and can take care of.
Yeah, definitely. So another thing, I would say number 3 on this list for preparing your home to sell is, definitely you want to make sure and declutter. I always say this, declutter, and then when you thought it was good, declutter some more. Yeah. A lot of people, will clean out their bathrooms and make it super clean, but you'll still have, your toothbrushes and those little things that you're using on a day-to-day basis still sitting on the counter. If you're having a showing, take those down, put them underneath the sink, kind of just really simplify things. Especially if you're looking at, going into the listing and you're going to take photography. You want things to be super streamlined and seamless.
Yeah, I think it's a good point for a couple of reasons. When you declutter, it also makes the space seem larger.
Absolutely.
Counter space all of a sudden becomes bigger because you might be like me and I have kind of an appliance graveyard that I build up over the years. Put that stuff in a closet, maybe donate a few things that you haven't used in 10 years. It will change the game when someone walks in and they're like, wow, I can see that there's plenty of storage, plenty of room. And then the second thing that it does is it makes it so that when somebody is clicking through the pictures online, like all the buyers do and all the agents do, they're not seeing things that maybe turn them off to that house. We've seen a lot of very interesting things in the background of pictures. And even when the sellers know the photographer's coming Tuesday at 2 p.m., it's pretty amazing. And at that point, it's a little bit too late. We can come out and redo photos or something, but if they're up there, they're up.
Yeah, and one of the things I've talked about in other videos before, in that decluttering process, one of the things to be mindful is the safety of your family and your children. A lot of times these photos are going to be syndicated out to third-party sites, and thinking about, if the clutter on the wall is pictures of your children, now people on the internet have your address and what your kids look like. So be careful on that one. And so what do you think number 4 is?
One thing that I think is pretty important is, you need to make a great first impression.
Yeah.
You only have one chance to make a first impression, so curb appeal. Think a little bit about when somebody pulls up at your house, are they going to think, wow, this is great. It's very attractive. I want to go right through those doors and see what the inside's like. So, you know, if you're going to have photographs, if you're going to have an open house or some showings, go out and cut the grass, you know, blow off weeds or something like that. The little things that can be taken care of on a regular basis when you're trying to sell your home can make a lot of difference.
Yeah, and a lot of times even in winter out here, those are some of the things that we kind of are up against because things aren't blooming and pretty like in springtime. So if that's the case, still cut the grass. Even like trimming down your trees that have old growth on it, it can make the photos look a lot better, much more clean and appealing.
Yeah, and in the fall and winter, probably the number one thing that is noticeable when you first pull up is gutters are loaded full of leaves, branches are up on the roof, that kind of stuff. So, you know, take an objective look at your house, maybe walk down the street and see what you notice, see what you might be able to do to just spruce it up a bit. A good idea for that exterior first impression, if it is winter and nothing's blooming, maybe put a couple little fake plants out in little pots or something, little fake hanging plants. You know, it just adds a little bit to it.
Yeah. And so another really big thing is kind of going back to what I was mentioning earlier on the decluttering your home. You also want to depersonalize your home. Sometimes, you know, you'll have things in your home that are a little bit too tailored to you and might not be as objective to a blank slate for a buyer. It can deter from the way that they're looking at things and kind of cloud their judgment a little bit.
Absolutely, and I've seen it a few times where I've had buyers walk into a home and for whatever reason, it could even be politics, they just now are turned off. They don't want to buy this house from this person because they don't believe in those politics. And everyone should be able to believe in what they believe in. However, just realize that it'll be viewed a certain way by some people. And then also the privacy portion, you know, it's really, really hard. You're trying to sell your home. You're still living in it. Why do I take down the pictures of my kids? I want to see those every day. I want to see my cute little dog painting on the wall or whatever I have. It's still important to depersonalize because as Mr. Buyer, I want to walk in there and see my family pictures in there and see my antiques, stuff like that.
You want to be able to have your own vision walking through. And imagine yourselves there.
100%. It makes a big deal. There's no better feeling than hearing buyers walk through a home and they're like, oh, I could see myself here. And it's hard to see yourself there when, you know, it's a family photo of people you don't know.
Yeah. And then next on the list is thinking about, you know, some of those little obvious maintenance issues that you can rectify early on. What does that look like? Making sure to take the extra time to, I don't know, repair a light switch cover or just little things like that.
Yeah, if it's something that we're all guilty of, you walk by and there's maybe you push the door open too hard one time and it makes a little hole behind there.
Yeah.
You can patch that up. The light switch covers is one I see over and over again. And the way that buyers' minds are thinking right then is, wow, that would be very inexpensive and quick to fix. What else didn't they do for maintenance? And so immediately they're now thinking about big systems and expense. So it's really important to do that walkthrough with a licensed realtor. They can say, my eye as a buyer is thinking this, this, and this, and I'm noticing X, Y, and Z. And a lot of it can be a simple, inexpensive weekend fix. YouTube. Jump on there, figure out how to fix drywall, figure out how to replace a sprinkler head that's just squirting up in the air every time somebody comes. Really simple things that you could do.
Yeah, I YouTubed and fixed my toilet this weekend. So super easy, little things like that.
I love it, I love it. And you know, one thing that I'll probably say, the number 7 item, the last item on this list that's really important to note is keep your house clean. Keep it available to show. So by having it picked up and life gets busy, so we get it, but the more availability you have to show your home, the more buyers you're likely to get coming through your home. And so by doing the decluttering and depersonalizing and focusing on curb appeal up front, once it's listed, it's so much easier to maintain. And then when I call them like, hey, great news, we have 2 people that want to come see your house this afternoon. You're not trying to race home and dust and vacuum and do all these things. Yeah,
and you know, we get it. We know it's hard to keep it clean all the time and keep it almost like in staged kind of perspective. Especially, you know, if you have kids or if you have dogs, things like that. One of the things I would suggest is maybe just doing either a huge overhaul, deep clean, and then after that, it's just maintenance. Or, you know, maybe during that time you invest in a cleaner to come once every 2 weeks and kind of help you with those bigger bigger
Yeah.
items and stay up on it and just make sure that things are picked up and tidy. So then you're not so overwhelmed with having to do it all yourself.
Right, absolutely. That's huge. And then when working with the realtor, you can get really good advice on the best strategy to market the home, the timing of open houses, so that you can kind of condense those windows. And a good realtor is not going to have you cleaning every day or getting ready for showings every day. We want to kind of time things, hit the market with the best impression we can make, and then have it available to show buyers so that we can get that baby sold for you.
Yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and throw out a little bonus tip here. Scent plays a huge role in when a person is buying. And so objectively, again, walking through your home and thinking, like, does this smell like me? Does it smell like dog? Does it smell like the food I cooked last night? Making sure to, you know, eradicate some of those smells, clean up after yourselves that way, and, you know, going the extra mile and have some little Febreze like vent clips in your home, or a candle burning, something that's like very neutral. Little things like that.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks guys so much. If you found value in this, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell button and get your notifications. And again, this video was preparing to sell your home. A couple quick tips for that. So make sure to click the link below. We're going to have another little follow-up video for you, and, you know, check us out for more videos to come. Thanks guys.